Hey guys, this is Debbie, and we're going to talk about relationships today. And I don't just mean the romantic kind, although that's included. I also mean platonic relationships, familial relationships. So the way that the mind works is that when we are in relationship, it's doing only one of two things. It's either trying to protect or it's trying to connect. That's it. So as I'm speaking into this, my invitation is for you to start to notice, where do you operate from? And how do you show up in relationship? Do you show up on guard, expecting to be hurt, expecting to be disappointed? Or do you feel that you show up pretty open-hearted, that you're open to receiving, that you are open to intimacy? Regardless of where you sit, and you might sit in both, this isn't an invitation to judge. This is where we really get to access compassion. Compassion is the medicine here, because we are constantly responding from how we experienced relationship growing up. So what were relationships like for you with your caregivers? Did it feel safe? Or did it feel like you needed to be in protection of your authentic self? Did it feel like you couldn't be your authentic self and you had to censor, or you had to dilute what you felt, or you had to sacrifice your well-being for everyone else's comfort? Or did you feel really received and nurtured? The way that the mind works is it's constantly projecting our past experiences into the present moment. So if in the past it was a space, relationships was a space where you felt you had to protect, more likely than not, you're gonna be bringing that into your current relationships. And now that realm is that's all you're gonna see, basically. So you might be having a conversation with a partner, a friend, a lover, a family member, whatever, and you're wearing something that you really like, and they make a comment of, oh, that's unique, where'd you get it? It can be a totally neutral statement, and where your brain goes is, oh, I gotta protect. So now you go on guard, and what you hear is, oh my God, they're judging my outfit, they're making me bad, they're making me wrong. And so you go into the quadrant of protect, and then you respond snappy or irritated, or why do you always have to talk to me that way, or whatever. Or, on the other hand, you might not hear that at all and you see it as an opportunity for connection to happen. Again, this isn't really something to judge, it's really something to notice, because if what you desire is intimacy, if what you desire is deeper connection and relationship, and where you operate from is to protect, then you get to start becoming aware of that, so that you're making a conscious choice to move out of being on the defensive and step into allowing yourself to be open and to connect. And it's gonna feel uncomfortable as hell if you've been in the protection most, if not all, of your life. It's gonna feel unsafe. It's going to feel daunting. It might even feel anxiety ridden, because relationship hasn't been a safe space. And so you get to learn ways to start self-regulating and start self-soothing, so that what you're beginning to signal to your body and your mind is that, yeah, I'm in relationship, yeah, I'm in authenticity, and I'm safe, and I'm capable of creating connection. And it's literally going to be a day-to-day practice, but it's definitely something for you to start noticing and start being in the question around, hey, do I operate from let me protect? Do I go into anger a lot? Do I go into resentment a lot? Do I go into shutdown? Do I disassociate in relationship? Or do I feel like I have healthy and open communication? Do I feel like I can talk about my desires and my needs? Or do I make up that it's going to create disconnect and conflict? Do I feel like I can be my authentic self and be received? Or do I feel like I need to be what's expected of me? Not an invitation to judge. I've said it, I know, a few times, but it's really important that you hear it, because our go-to is we internalize the way that we've been spoken to. There's a saying that the way you speak to your children becomes their inner voice. So if you've been in a relationship that has shamed your authenticity, and now all of a sudden you're deliberately being authentic, chances are your brain's going to go off, the neurons are going to go off that are going to start speaking to you the way that you were spoken to. So how dare you be authentic? Oh my God, what were you thinking saying that? They're probably totally going to not talk to you anymore. They're going to stop texting you. They're not going to be interested in you anymore, etc., 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 because we've internalized it. And then we go into protect. So foster awareness, foster compassion, foster gentleness. It actually makes a lot of sense if you go into protect, especially if you didn't come from a healthy relationship or you weren't made to feel safe by your caregiver. It isn't that something's wrong with you. You're actually using the old tools that you learned to protect yourself, and you've outgrown it. That's all it means. And you get to learn new ways to create connection and intimacy and relationship. That's all that means. And understanding that as children, connection is so important with a caregiver. So if our authenticity created disconnect with a parent or a caregiver, that was dangerous. Because if I'm disconnected from caregiver, they're not going to feed me, they're not going to house me, I'm going to die. So from a biological perspective, from an evolutionary perspective, that's how our body responds as children. Oh my God, when I was talking a lot about my day and my dad got angry because I was talking too much, I was being my authentic self and it created disconnect from dad, and now I'm anxious because that was dangerous. So I'm gonna learn to just censor who I am so that connection is still a possibility. That obviously doesn't apply as adults, because as adults, if we disconnect from our partner, we can still feed ourselves, we can still take care of ourselves for the most part, but our subconscious and our body doesn't know that. So now as adults, we are being our authentic self, but what we experienced with authenticity was disconnect, and that was dangerous. So now my body is responding as if it's in fight, flight, or freeze. I'm going into anxiety. It kind of feels like panic because my body's responding as if I'm in danger. I'm going to do a couple of videos later on around how to self-regulate and work with the body to start communicating to the body that, hey, I'm being authentic and I'm safe. Hey, I'm speaking my truth and connection is still possible. It's not gonna go into disconnect. You're not in your old story anymore. You're in a new one. Allow yourself the opportunity to be received and to create connection around who you really are, because who you are is the medicine. Your authenticity is the medicine, and you're worthy of your own trust. And yes, this gets to be a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not just suddenly going to be authentic and feel great about it. It's almost like you're walking into a daisy field. And sometimes it feels like you're walking into a minefield. Again, because the relationship might be safe, but your subconscious experiences it as if there's danger. And that's why your body responds and shut down and break down. So compassion, understanding, self-soothe, hey, I'm safe. I know in the past authenticity created disconnect, but in 2020 it doesn't. I got you. And again, check in later for some videos on how to self-regulate the nervous system so that you can couple the self-talk with actual breath work and tapping techniques to start signaling to the body, which then signals to the subconscious mind, hey, I'm being authentic and it's safe now, and it's actually creating connection. Like I always say, we rise together. So if this is a topic that really resonates for you, or you have questions, or you have feedback, or you have your own tips, share them. I will be sure to respond. Or, hey, use your own experiences to support others. That's awesome too, and is actually an opportunity for your authenticity to create connection with others. I'm just saying. So, I love you. I believe in you. You've got this. And if you're hearing this, it's because you are meant to hear it. And you're not failing. You're expanding past what you've known. There's great courage in that. And I certainly acknowledge you, because it can be really, really overwhelming to face the pain that we've sat with for years and haven't faced. So acknowledge yourself. It's something to celebrate, not something to belittle. Okay, bye.